All right, make sure we unmute it. Let me turn on speech chat. And let's get Project Motor Racing booted up. So 1 second, folks. Um, 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 um. Okay, once the game boots up, then I'll get into my opening diatribe, whatever you want to call it. Love that intro. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the Manlick and Clay, and we are back for some more Project Motor Racing on a Sunday. I am live a lot later than intended. I slept in this morning. Turns out I was a lot more tired than I thought, but at least I am here. So let me see if you would be so kind to hit that yellow button, or just, I don't know what color it is, but you get the picture. The thumbs up button, I would appreciate it. So, I think update 2.0 was fairly successful. There was a ton of Project Motor Racing content since 2.0, and I think the majority of it has been fair to positive. Not much negative stuff. Yeah, I mean there was a couple of super negative impressions of it. One of them coming from a person that I had a lot of respect for, but about an hour into their stream, they were trashing the most pettiest things, so much to the point where it had me wondering if they were actually paid to trash Project Motor Racing. Um, Most of the sentiment is that Project Motor Racing is where it's at now, is where it should have been day one, and you can take that as a backhanded compliment, because then that means that the game is in a satisfactory state. They just, some of them are just saying that it should have been like that day one. You know, I definitely like where it's at now, especially with the online stability. I've I think the day 2.0 launched, I had a major crash. Not just the game crash, my entire computer crash. There's been a hot fix since then, and I have not had any problems. I haven't seen any. I haven't seen any crashes. I have not seen any rubber banding. And one thing that really surprises me is that there's actually been a little bit of driver etiquette. Um, Not near as much dirty or ignorant driving that I would expect to see, given the game of this nature with the crossplay. I went into Forza a couple hours ago, and it was a GT3 daily
At
race.
Oil Slick 13 said, still has quite a ways to go, but so much better.
I think when it comes to sim racing games, I think the game is never ending. I don't think there's a game out there right now where you say, okay, you're done. You don't need to do anything else to it. I think it's a never ending road. So from that aspect, yeah, they would probably have a ways to go, but given where this game started to where it is now, it is definitely what's the word I'm looking for? It is a lot better than what it was. So much to the point where if someone asked me for a recommendation on Project Motor Racing, it would be an emphatic yes. It wouldn't be yes, but. I mean, the day that Project Motor Racing launched and people were asking me that, I still recommended that I thought the game was worth it based on the content alone when you got about 17 different car classes in this game. Because it one thing, no matter I said it yesterday, no matter what people say about this game, they cannot deny the amount of content that's in this game. I have never heard even the worst critics have not criticized Project Motor Racing for lack of content. There is a ton of cars on this game. Um, there's enough tracks on here to get the job done. And, you know, with the DLC that they have planned for this year, along with mods, I'd say by this time next year, it's probably going to be more tracks on here than you know what to do with. So, um, I think, I think the big question is, I think, Project Motor Racing's identity is going to be with the GT cars. I've said that before. Within the late 90s, early 2000s, I think that was intended to be the identity of this game. But I think it was almost a necessary move. Um, wasn't just smart, but I think it was a necessary move to add the GT3s to this game and even the hypercars because those are the popular classes these days. So the GT3 and the hypercar classes can be a gateway to take a look at this game and then explore, check out other classes, and then appreciate the other classes, the GTs and GT1s and um, Group C cars. So, um, so I would say the question is 6 months from now, there's no doubt in my mind that um, it will have a lot bigger user base. So the question for me will be is what will the user base think of this game in terms of its identity? Will this be their preferred game for GT3s and hypercars, or will this be their preferred game for those GT classes? So um, for me, once it gets VR support, this mm, this will pretty much be my number one game across the board. So I mean, it's like 95% my number one game across the board anyway. Um, the only other games that I jump into would be Race Room and Le Mans Ultimate. And Le Mans Ultimate, I scaled back on that game to the point where I only race Le Mans Ultimate for certain races, endurance races, team races, what have you. But like everything else, Project Motor Racing is my preferred game. And then what's the date today? Just a minute. Today is March 29th. So starting April 1st, which will be Wednesday, and we get rank races
At
and
Cobe Crow said, online and servers are broken, too much lag between cars, and I don't know why players can't join in Poipal lobby while qualification not over. This is so bad.
that might be an isolated problem with you. I haven't had any problems. You can even go back and watch my last stream, and there wasn't one single problem with online stability. There was no crashes, no rubber banding. GT4 Pro Cup. At San Marino. 12 laps.
At Kevon Douglas 4088 said, "You need to add open race."
If you're talking about in terms of me hosting a community race, I would do it if it came down to it, but I prefer to jump into other people's races. Oh shit, they're up to 10 people now. Let me go ahead and do this because I probably GT3 you guys to death the past couple of days. I think I'm going to go with this AMG. Which livery? Let's go with that. 15 people registered. So this is starting to look more and more like the other racing games in terms of people registering for races at the last second. So I'm good with this. Like I said, it's oh shit. Okay, season summer. All right, it doesn't look like it's going to rain or anything this race. Cool.
At Kevon Douglas 4088 said, "Not I was talking about Le Mans Ultimate."
Oh, Le Mans Ultimate. Okay.
At Sean Ferrier 1787 said, "Hi Lincoln.
How's it going?
Dig tomorrow. Just hoping with the IMSA deal I hope we get more series tracks M."
Yeah, we're definitely going to get more tracks, especially with them. Just this Wednesday, we got the Japanese DLC where we're going to get I think we're going to get 9 cars and at least 2 tracks. I think one of them's a real track, and I think the other one's a modded track. So yeah, 9 cars, 2 tracks, $10 for that DLC. Well worth it. Well worth it. But DLC within the next year, they have plans for 4 DLC packs within the next year. And so
At Sean Ferrier 1787 said, "I think after this weekend the game has turned a corner for the good."
I 100% agree.
At Cobe Crow said, "Maybe lag is only on console because I have good quality internet stability or other have bad internet."
You know what? I'll test that theory later on today because I also have this game
At
on PS5.
Dummies05 said, "There are definitely online issues but is very random. Some people have constant issues, others don't at all."
Yeah, so when you put it that way, I have not done any online races on my PS5 since 2.0. So it could be, it could be hit or miss. So I guess for anybody this still having online issues, I don't think that defines the state of the online stability with this game. Let's see, force feedback strength. Let's take this up to 1.6. And then the steering, let's take that up to 1. I'm going to take that up to 1.7. All right, let's see what we got.
At Kevon Douglas 4088 said, Project Motor Racing still have a server problem because every time I register for a race the time count down and nothing happens.
Ooh, that, I don't know, man.
At Dummies05.
Oh, sorry about that.
Said, I'm on PS5 and doing ranked and custom lobbies, no issues on my side, not a single disconnection, ghosting cars, etc. Very stable.
Yeah, so, I mean, hell, I think Le Mans Ultimate uses... Oh, there must be damage this... Ooh, I think I got damage. I don't know if there's damage in this or not, because that hood looks crumpled. You know what? Let me go back to the pits and then come back out, see what happens. Yeah, there was damage. You know what? I didn't even get to the title of this stream yet, and that was to talk about whether or not the VR would be the next major update. So yeah, I'll talk about it after this race.
At Cope Pro said, not damed you driving AMG Transformers grinning face.
The GT4s don't handle as good as the GT3s, so this is going to take some getting used to. The big thing is, I think you got to brake a little bit earlier than you would with the GT3s, which worries me a little bit. Because if somebody's like right behind me, they might be expecting me to brake right at the 100-meter board when I'm probably going to brake a little bit sooner. We got 19 people in here. I think that's pretty good, all things considered.
At Nielsen Lee 6462 said, on Xbox I only get issues when people in the lobby have unstable connections. You get just one car dancing and that's normal on every sim server. I did have the ranked disconnection issue prior to 2.0. At Nielsen Lee 6462 said, but not happened yet since 2.0.
I'll let you know when they're in the window.
Even well before 2.0, even before 1.7, I wasn't having that many long online issues. Some occasional crashes once in a while, but really, dude?
You've got some minor damage to the diffuser. Shouldn't make too much difference though, so keep on it.
So yeah, you guys can see right now, I'm having, you know, not having any online issues, and this is my weakest PC. And I am streaming and playing the game on the same PC. This has a 3070 Ti. So, you know, I think anybody who's having any problems online, I think it might be an isolated issue, because I haven't been hearing about it that much since 2.0.
At Nielsenly 6462 said, it was probably one in every 20 ranked races I'd get booted out of the game completely when we arrived at the track. But all good so far.
You know what? See, for those as a whole, this isn't going to be the last time that there's going to be issues, because oh, look at this. What an idiot. As this game continues to grow, there's going to be times where I think the server is going to be overloaded from too many people registered.
Said, yesterday on San Marino, when you crossing start line every lap, my stability and lagging happened. On ranking racing I talking about. At Kevon Douglas 4088 said, 3070 Ti was my previous card.
Well, my original plan was to stream on my 4090 today, but my son opted to sleep outside in the living room so he could turn the AC on. So I'm in my bedroom on my on what normally would be my streaming PC. Went into the pits? Okay.
At Sean Ferrier 1787 said, I agree with your feelings about the seemingly targeted hit job reviews from big content creators. Lost some respect for some also.
One in particular, I got there late. So I super chatted him. You know, I sent a $10 super chat and was like, you know, what's your quick thoughts? And he said it's much improved, but it needs work. I said, okay, fair enough. But then as his stream went on, he slowly started complaining about the clouds. He started complaining about the grass. He started complaining about the start-finish line not being in the proper spot. He's complained about the Porsche logo not being centered on the car. He
Checkered flag this lap, end of session.
He complained about the hypercars not feeling right. He complained about the braking. He complained about the force feedback. And then he just went way off the chains and said this game feels like it was developed by AI. And I'm like, man, now you took it way too far. And at that point, now he went from feeling like the game was improved and just needed more work to being absolutely disgusted with the game. And I was like, man, that's like, I swear if I didn't know better, he was starting to sound like a dude
At
who was...
Nielsenly 6462 said, don't forget he claimed that it was made by AI.
Yeah, I'm like, if I didn't know better, I mean, if I didn't know better, he was like, the way he was trashing the game, it almost sounded like he was paid to say a bunch of shit about this game.
At Nielsenly 6462 said, it was just an assassination job, LOL.
I agree, but man, the way there was a gradual build up and then you just dumped a whole bucket of shit on the game. And It just sounded like somebody who was paid to trash the game.
At
Hey,
Kevon Douglas 4088 said, LOL, if that's case he need to create his own racing game. At
yeah,
Cope Crow said, about who you tickling.
I'm not going to mention his name, unfortunately. Um, I mean, the big YouTubers who have trashed this game, if you've been following this game, you know who the big YouTubers are that have absolutely trashed this game. I give credit to some of the other big YouTubers that trashed this game that that said they uninstalled this game never to return. Those ones didn't haven't come, like the majority of them haven't come back yet. This person that I'm speaking of, if memory serves me right, he uninstalled the game at the beginning and seemed like he swore he'd never come back, but he came back, only to trash it even more. Oh shit! Super chat. I didn't get the notification. Um, Kevin Douglas just put 8 on there. 8 for a super chat. Appreciate the super chat. But yeah, you could have said something. I guess I'm just seeing the number 8 there, but definitely appreciate it. Hey,
ain't
let
no
me give you
stopping
one of
this
those.
train. Whoa!
Say, with me being on my PC, my
Get a good start.
my PC in the bedroom, I don't have it set up the way I set up my other PC, so I didn't get the notification of the super chat.
At Cope Crow said,
Oh shit!
good luck.
Thank you. I got some slight damage. I wonder if they slipped in another update, because when 2.0 came out, I had some races where it said I had heavy damage, but I didn't see anything cosmetically. Well, now I didn't get hit that hard, but yet the hood is slightly crumpled. So hey, I mean, that's cool though. That's cool. As you can see, no issues. No issues. Oh no! I seen that coming. I had the fastest first sector. I seem to be good at that.
You've been given
Oh
a
my
penalty.
goodness.
At Code
You've got to
Pro
give the time back.
said,
Slow down and
when
move off the racing line.
GT500 came out, do you know, and is gonna new track came out with DLC.
It comes out Wednesday. No, no, not Wednesday. Tuesday.
Go.
The Japanese GT500 DLC comes out March 31st, which is Tuesday. Whoa, really, dude? Really?
At Code Pro said, maybe then we got new update. At Kevon Douglas 4088 said, the game gotten a lot better. My only issue is I cannot race in a ranked lobby, but I have no issues joining other players' custom lobbies.
I'm having no problems whatsoever. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You guys having this stream right here. No problems yet. No problems yet. And this is a ranked race. Ooh. Ah!
At Kevon Douglas 4088 said, I got 20 licenses points.
Everybody starts out with 20 points.
Okay, mate. Good to go now.
Jesus. Now, everybody starts out with 20 points. The point system is their version of the badge system like Le Mans Ultimate has. And you will gain or lose points depending on your driving behavior. And if you start losing points, that basically you're going to get demoted and get thrown in to the lower tiers of other drivers. between the anti-cheat and this point system, it should curb some of the dirty driving, but you know, no system is foolproof. That badge, the badge system on Le Mans Ultimate is a big step in the right direction, but it doesn't completely stop the dirty and the ignorant driving. And in the case of like Le Mans Ultimate, dirty driving
At
is...
Centurista1694 said, hello.
How's it going? In the case of Le Mans Ultimate, dirty driving isn't that big of a problem. It's over-aggressive driving that's the big problem.
Said, yeah, I'm at tier 3, I believe.
I'm in like Division 5, and I'm probably going to be stuck there for a while because I race in VR. I'm faster in VR. So when I get out of VR and then I race flat screen, it's quite the adjustment because everything's in the background and then boom, it's suddenly in your face. Whereas VR, I can see it hitting me in real time. So when this game gets VR support, I promise you I'm going to be a lot faster. Oh shit, I didn't realize this was a 12-lap race. So shit, I'm not even sure if I got enough fuel. .34 something liters.
At Oil Slick 13 said, WTF is a leader.
Toby Hill. Oh, damn it, not this again.
Use the time back. Slow down now. Slow down now.
I can take that penalty because the car behind me is like 29 seconds behind me.
Mate, you've been given a penalty for track limits. What's done is done. Get your head down and keep pushing.
At G923 said, "It's about 4 liters to 1 gallon. That should be plenty of fuel left to finish this race."
Okay, thank you so much. Because I'm too busy trying to drive instead of trying to be a fuel calculator. I got 30 liters left. Okay.
At Ghost Viper Racing 246 said, waving hand,
Mr. Viper!
Ain't no stopping this train! Whoa!
At Ghost Viper Racing 246 said, LOL.
Nice, nice. I'm actually slowly chopping that car down in front of me. Got hit with the track limits. I had to lift a little bit. I'm slowly chopping him down, but it's not going to make a difference because even if I caught him before the race is over, I'd still have to beat him by 2 seconds for that penalty not to be a factor. I got hit with the track limits.
At Ghost Viper Racing 246. Said. Catch him and stress him, LOL.
I'll do my best.
Given a penalty, you've got to give the time back, slow down and move off the racing line.
No, they were in my sights. I'm just going to have to take the penalty. Because just like Viper said, I want to see if I can get up on him and spook him. Oh, this must be a back marker. Because he's still 3 seconds in front of me.
All four wheels over the white line, mate. They've given you a penalty for it. Put it behind you and keep on it.
Ooh. I thought he was going to move over and let me through. All right, now he moved over. Thank you. That's something that's been a pleasant surprise. Because I've actually seen some racing etiquette on this game. You know, since 2.0. I'm not seeing a dumbass, dirty, egregious, you know, dirty driving like I've seen on GT7 or the what's the word I'm looking for? Inexperienced drivers on Forza. Because I think the majority of them are using controllers. All right. Absolutely wonderful. No issues. No online issues. And by today's standards, this 3070 Ti might be considered a low-end PC. Yeah, the GT4s in this game, they drive good.
At Ghost Viper Racing 246. Said. GG.
Hey, thank you, appreciate it. And actually, I wasn't.
At Nielsen Lee 6462. Said. You should have been in Edger lobbies this last 2 days. It was carnage. But it was fun not qualifying and then just driving through the seas of cars after Moses parted the waves in turn 1.
EJR, I've been in a couple of his lobbies this week, as well as Jester. I was in one of Jester's lobbies
At
last
Kevin
night.
Douglas 4088. Said. It's a mid-range card.
I would consider it a mid-range card, but if you ask a lot of other people these days, like for somebody that's got a 5090, they might consider it a low-end card. But my point being is that um, my frame rate, because I've got benchmarks running up at through the Razer Cortex, and my frame rates have been ranging anywhere from 80 to 105 frames, and my CPU usage, like right now, is at 56%. The CPU temperature is a little bit higher than I would like, at like 91 degrees. The CPU usage right now is
At
at
Kevon Douglas 4088 said, true.
yeah, definitely. My CPU usage right now is at 91% at 86 degrees.
That's the point finish. Good job out there today.
Now
Not fast
my
enough for the
4090
podium, but
PC,
we'll get there next time.
this game doesn't even scratch it. Yeah, I hear the fan kicking on a little bit. Um, I might have to go in there and mess with the settings a little bit. All right, I hear it dying down now. So maybe it could have been a loading screen. So we got 14 minutes before the GT3 race. And the way things have been looking this past weekend, although there's only 3 people registered for the race right now, I'd say once we get within 1 minute of the race start, it'll probably be 15 or more people in here. Yesterday, yesterday when I streamed, there was
At Cobe Crow said, I'm going to play Battlefield 6 and soon go to sleep. Enjoy in future racing. Maybe sometimes we gonna racing together.
all right. Sounds good. Thanks for dropping in. Enjoy Battlefield. I have Battlefield on on PC, but that secure boot crap, it seems to be enabled on only one of my PCs, and I didn't enable it on my other PCs because I understand there's a risk that you could lose all your saves and all that kind of stuff. So I just won't risk it. So whenever I want to play Battlefield, I either go out to that PC out there, or I'll play RedSec on my PS5 because that's free. Um, well, there's 4 people registered now. Let me have a quick look at the community lobbies before I come back to the rank race. Rank races are my preference. Got a GT3 at Spa. That GT3 at Kyalami, Northampton. Damn, that's a 12-lap race. Hmm. I'll come back to that in a second. Let me see how many days are left on that GT3 rank race. The GT3, 12 minutes. We've got how many days left? Is it showing round 4, 2 days, 2 days and 5 hours, 26 minutes left. That actually looks more appealing, but it'll be, 11 minutes before the race starts. Um, okay, my phone's buffering. Let me check something real quick. See if I'm still live. Yeah, it's still showing me as live. Let me go to YouTube, see if I'm still live. Yep, still live. All right. All good in the hood. All right. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. I really want to do this GT3 race again. There's 6 people registered right now. Like I said, I believe like when the race is ready. Oh, there's 8. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and register for this race. And besides, I can kill a few minutes.
At Oil Slick 13 said, "You're good."
Okay, thanks, Oil Slick. Appreciate it. Yep, let's go. I don't know. Like in this game, the Corvette was my go-to car. And this was even before the Corvette even became a meta car in the GT3 class. It's just I used the Corvette across other games. So the way things were is the Corvette was my go-to car, my main car, and then the Porsche would be my secondary car. I'm starting to like I'm starting to lean towards wanting to use this Porsche as my main car because this Porsche can be a little bit twitchy. But once you get dialed in, damn, this thing takes
At
corners very good.
ZKJ470 said, "I enjoy these streams a lot. What yours days of streaming?"
Appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. You know what? Let me get you one of these.
Ain't no stopping this train. Whoa!
And if people don't like it, we can bury those cockroaches. Um, the more I drive this Porsche, the more I like it. But then again, I've been loyal to the Porsche across a lot of games for a lot of years because when I started taking sim racing seriously to the point where I was wanting to start and to buy equipment like a rig, a direct drive wheelbase, all that stuff. ACC, I was starting to like get super entrenched into ACC, and in the beginning, I started out with the Lambo because that's the car they'll give you by default if you don't select anything. And then I switched to the Honda, and then I had switched to the Porsche. And when we got the update for this Porsche, I had switched over to this Porsche from the 911, and this was my go-to car until they put out a hot fix and messed it up. And then I think from there, yeah, Automobile Lista 2, the Porsche and the Corvette have been my 2 cars that I go to. Race Room, the Porsche is my go-to car. Once in a while, I'll use the McLaren or the Ferrari. Um, Forza right now, the NSX is my go-to car. Although the Porsche is way too twitchy, so I think I'm going to try to, play with my wheel settings, so that can be my go-to car. Um, what other game? This particular Porsche on GT7, where they just recently got this Porsche a couple of months ago. This Porsche is really fun to drive on GT7 too, especially in VR. Um, I would say on GT7, the the NSX was my go-to car, but now that Porsche is my go-to car. That car is really fun to drive. I turn in good lap times. I can be aggressive without fear, and that's where I'm at with this game here. I can be aggressive with the Porsche because when you lift, the car rotates. That's all to it. Um, and I can be aggressive without fear. Hey, I told you, folks. I said we're already at 15 people registered for the race, and we still got 5 minutes to go. So, at this rate, I would dare say that we'll probably have at least 20 people registered for this race by the time it starts. So we got 6 minutes. Let me fly right through. When Kevin Boland did the interview with Traxion GG and Overtake GG, short and long of it, at the time he said that they expect to have something within a few months for the VR support. So that interview was about, she's about 2, 3 weeks ago. I would imagine that probably well along with the VR implementation, they're probably just tweaking it, and I've made my pitch on a few streams that I would love to play test the VR if the developers should happen to see this. I have 3 PCs, so I can test the VR on all 3 PCs, and give some feedback there. So if any devs happen to see this, I've said it before. Please consider me for early access on the VR. I've got about um, I've got about 7 or 8 VR headsets, and so I could test them on various headsets too and give feedback there. I have PSVR 2 with the PC adapter. I've got a couple of Quest Pros, Quest 3, a couple of Quest 2s. I have a HP Reverb, but I wouldn't use that because it's been discontinued, and I think they might have discontinued the app. I'm not sure, but in any case, I don't really use that anymore. Wasn't a bad headset though. The biggest problem with the HP Reverb is that the center was super sharp and everything outside of it was blurry. So we're up to 18 now. We got 3 minutes 19. So me asking if the VR would be the next major update, probably not. I think we'll probably get 1 or 2 more stability updates and performance updates before the VR hits, because I think that's where their focus is now, is to try to they said make the CPU usage cheaper. So in other words, just better optimize the game, um, try to get try to get more, or rather reduce the load on the CPU and shift it over to the GPU. So I believe right now, even with my weakest spec PC, this PC that I'm sitting at here, I do believe it would run Project Motor Racing in VR because it does run all my other games too. But there is some compromises, uh, especially with ACC. There's definitely some compromises there. I have to turn everything like damn near all the way down. Whereas my PC with the 4090, I can blast it. I can turn everything up on that PC. All right, we got 2 minutes. Can't think of anything else that I want to talk about before we dive into this race. I can give the normal shout out to my friends. Jester, Boris, EJR,
At
Xbox One
ZKJ470
Kenobi.
said, "You got 3 custom build PCs and 8 VRs 5 to 6 you use your extremely blessed brother smiling face with sunglasses Latin cross beaming face with smiling eyes."
Am I? The question is am I blessed or am I stupid for how much money I've spent? Um, the three, I I actually had 4 PCs. I just sold one of them a couple of weeks ago. Not a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago. I sold a PC that had a 3070 in it. All the money I spent on all the PCs that I've had over the years. My son's PC, I upgraded his PC and just recently put a 5070 in it. All the VR headsets that I bought, I've got about 7 or 8 headsets in this apartment right now, but that's not the total amount of headsets that I bought. I bought the original PSVR. I bought a couple of those. I bought about 3 Rift S. I bought about I think I bought 3 Quest 2s when they first came out. I bought 2 Quest 3s, one for my son, one for myself. Same thing with the Quest Pro. Bought one for myself, one for my son, because he liked using the eye tracking on VR chat. Um, PSVR 2, yeah, that was a given that I was going to get one of those because of GT7 with PSVR 2 support, which is really the sole, damn near the sole reason that I bought a PS5 and PSVR 2 was to be able to race GT7 with PSVR 2 support. 37 registers. Okay, so the most that I've seen so far was 39. 39 registers was the most that I've seen. But that it still means there's going to be at least 2 splits. And I believe yesterday when there
At
was 2
ZKJ470 said, you enjoy the hobby and you go the extra mile to see what work and don't work, so you not stupid because you buying it for your son, so no you not man, okay hand. At
Okay.
Kevon Douglas 4088 said, I ran AC EVO on my 3070 Ti on max settings and I was getting around 90 FPS.
Oh, that's pretty good.
At Kamikaze 8824 said, what do you think of the LMDH cars? Personally, after I dialed in the force feedback, I have come to love them.
On Project Motor Racing, I think I think the hypercars are pretty good, but you know, I love watching hypercars in the actual races, whether it be sim racing or real life races. I love watching the hypercars, but I just I just prefer the GT3s and the GTEs over the hypercars. Um, I would say out of the games that where I've driven the hypercars, I think Le Mans Ultimate are the hardest. I think they're the hardest to drive. I think I, I think Project Motor Racing. I think Project Motor Racing might be the easiest hypercars to drive. In the case of Automobilista 2, once the tires warm up, yeah, then they drive pretty good. They drive pretty good on Race Room as well, even though they only got 3 hypercars. 1.7, 1.6. Yep, my settings are still saved. Let's go. Let's go.
At Kevon Douglas 4088 said, yes, me too.
Oh, excellent. Let's go. I got to turn on the fan, folks. Went too deep. Fortunately, this is the out lap, so any mistakes I make here, I'll have them corrected by next lap. Oh, oh! Yes, it's definitely going to be a couple of killers in here. Yo, car floating in the air. Okay. That's probably somebody who disconnected, though. I nearly paid a terrible price. Oh, damn it! I did pay the price. I just invalidated the lap. So this upcoming lap is going to be my last chance.
On Douglas 4088 said, I am looking at the recommended GPU for PMR, it's the 3070.
Yeah, I took a look at that earlier. I think minimum you need a 2060, but the recommended is a 3070. Yeah, I'm about a second slower this lap than the last lap because I'm trying to make sure I don't catch a track violation again. Qualified 6, yeah, 216.6. I mean, yesterday somebody did a I think somebody did a fucking 213 on here yesterday. So, let me back up. Go to standings is what I'm looking for. So 219.7. I mean, I always, when it comes to spot, just got knocked down a notch. 219s are always the target. Once I get dialed in, I can hit 218s. A couple of days ago, I did hit 217.9. So the fastest guy is in a Porsche. So I'll definitely do this race and then see what's out there after this race. And then after that, I might have to call it because I got to take my son home pretty soon. But I won't rule out coming back and doing another stream this evening. Next session in 25 seconds. So where am I at? 7th. It looks like there's a bunch of people out there that have not recorded an official lap. And one thing I wish they would do is show what split we're in, because being that we had 37 people registered, there's at least 2 splits. So 19 people. Based on those lap times that I saw, I'd imagine we're probably in split 1. But it would still be nice for it to show what split we're in. So there you go, devs. You can put that on your to-do list when we got more than one split, to show what split you're in. And I've also noticed that when there's more than, I think I've already said this before, but when there's more than one split, especially with these GT3 races, the top splits, I haven't seen as much carnage as, say, when this game first came out. I expect there
At P1R_slammer said, "Good evening. Good luck.
PR1,
Is it
how's
the
it
same
going?
class and track combination whole week?"
Yep. Oh shit. He was charging in. I had to let him go. Get off of there. We don't want that dirt sucking us in. Yeah, that level up here is moving kind of funny, but other than that, all right, there's the first piece of rubber banding I've seen. Track limits, really?
At Ysco8245 said, "What's your steering ratio?"
I got this wheel set to about 370. My Fanatec wheel is set to that too. I want maximum wheel rotation with minimal steering input from me. That wasn't one of my better turns. I lost time on it.
At Kevon Douglas 4088. Said. I'm 540 ratio.
Oh,
at
so you...
Barrier 1787. Said. Catch ya later, Lincoln.
All right, thanks for
Have a good
dropping
day.
in. You too. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it. What's up? What's up? Huh? I can't hear you. Oh, okay. All right, sorry about that, folks. Talking to my son for a second. I had the fastest first sector. How about that?
At Trev Ken. Said. Same, I run 360. No loss in precision, quicker and less effort.
Exactly. I don't like trying to twist my arms into pretzel steering the car. All right, we got to buckle down, try to catch these guys in front of us.
Tupac Thug. Thanks for following.
Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Thanks for the follow again.
Ain't no stopping
Appreciate
this
it.
train. Whoa!
Please don't hit me with a penalty. Please, 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 please. All right, no further action. Cool. To 18.7, but we got to get faster. 217.9. Those dudes up there must be fast, though. Lost a lot of time right there. Don't do that. Come on, man. That was dirty.
At Kevon Douglas 4088 said, race room graphics is beautiful. I don't know why a lot of people still not playing the game.
I think some racing games are like live service games where people are stuck. You know, whatever they play, that's what they're stuck. That's that was dirty of that AMG to push me off the track like that. He made a mistake and he couldn't own up to it. So what do? Try to take out the guy that's about to overtake you. There he goes. It went out of his way to block me.
Race director has judged that you've got a lasting advantage. Give the time back.
He's got a 5-second penalty, so no, I'm not slowing down. I'm not giving it to him. I'll just take the penalty.
Get back on it.
Yeah, that was the first bit of dirty driving I saw in the past couple of days. That Thiago Rock. His name, oh, never mind. That told me, I just saw what I needed to know. Now I know why he was dirty. So, something that I've seen on other sims has carried over to Project Motor Racing.
Yes, mate. You're in the points. Nice work.
At Kevon Douglas 4088 said, he must be a Forza player because they don't like being passed.
He's not a Forza player, but he is a certain type of player that I've noticed across several sims.
At Nielsenly 6462 said, I was going to warn you about Thiago, had dealings with him myself. He's Brazilian, not the best guys.
Yep. So I sum it up like this, and because I noticed that was becoming a problem on Le Mans Ultimate, and I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that was becoming a problem on Le Mans Ultimate, and then I chalked it up as different sports. Like when it comes to sports, different regions have different ways of playing sports. And I always use basketball as an example. Over here over in America, they played in they play it inside out. So using Shaquille O'Neal as the prime example, any team that he's been on, he was the focal point. They kick the ball down to him because he's so dominant. They can't stop him. So anybody try to cover him one-on-one is getting dunked on. So now you got to collapse on him and drop 2 or 3 people on him, and then he kicks the ball out to the open guy for the 3. That's inside out basketball. Over in Europe, they play, back at least 15, 20 years ago, they played an outside in style of basketball where they would spread the guys out on the perimeter and they would shoot threes. And then when people had to come out and try to contest those threes, then they would kick the ball underneath to the center where he's got somebody one-on-one. And if he's a dominant center, then he can take them. So I think that applies with racing. I think in certain regions they have different racing styles. And some styles of racing I'm not a fan of. And that Thiago Rot, his name sounds familiar. I like. I swear to God, it seems like I've seen his name before on Le Mans Ultimate. Because I used to try to remember the people that I had run-ins with on Le Mans Ultimate, and his name sounds familiar. His name sounds like a person that I had a run-in with before. And when I saw his name across the final standings, now I understood why he was the type of driver he was. Wow, unbelievable. I could do this 992 sprint series. It's only 6 laps. So I kind of like this. I like this livery. Ooh. Oh, that gold one is something you don't see every day. But I think I like that one. Because I think I like the orange trim on this car. 27 registers. So I think this weekend, even though, oh shit, I just got promoted. I'm Division 4 now. Holy shit. Well, shit. But there's no doubt in my mind, like once it gets VR support, there's no doubt in my mind. I think I can climb up to Division 3. Now we are on Northampton, aka Silverstone. It is a track I like, but it is a track that I'm not that good at, in my opinion. Back in the ACC days, my fastest lap on that track was a 159, but the aliens were doing like 157s. I think on Le Mans Ultimate on Silverstone, with the GTEs, I was able to do a 159 with the GTEs, and I think my fastest lap with the GT3s was a 201. Well, we got 31 people registered for this race. So yeah, even though this was a free weekend, I would consider this weekend for Le Mans Ultimate, not Le Mans Ultimate, Project Motor Racing, to be a success. And for those of you, it's free until tomorrow, and then afterwards the game is still on sale, I believe, for a few days, 50% off on PC, 43% off on console, and I think it comes out to be about $38 on console. I think the content alone makes it worth it. Oh shit, this is a short version. I thought this was a full track, so I got to get out there. Steering wheel with that 7. We'll save that. All right, let's get out here and see what we. Yeah, I'm definitely not familiar with this short version.
minutes left.
Come on, dude. Come on, dude. You're ruining my lap. Thank you. Thank you. Even though my lap is invalidated. I gotta find a marker. There's 28 people in here. Oh. See that? Look at that. Dude, keep it under control. Controlled aggression if you're going to be like that. Keep it under control, dude. He's ruining everybody else's lap with all that bullshit. Go ahead, let him go. Oh boy. Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those races.
Check and flag this lap. End of session.
At Nielsen Lee 6462 said, the Sunday drunk drivers are out to play.
You got that right. I just blew a good lap. I'm still way off the leaders though. But in any case, yeah, we got a couple of over-aggressive people in there that don't know how to keep it under control. So since they don't know how to drive, I guess I got to call in Tony Montana.
At Nielsen Lee 6462 said, that was my fault. At Nielsen Lee 6462 said, sorry.
No, that wasn't your fault. I was being aggressive trying to get a better lap time. So I wasn't distracted. I would have gone off track anyway.
Yeah, better luck next time. You'll have a lot of overtaking to do in the race. Should be fun.
Where am I at? Oh shit, I'm way down there at 20th. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. And what we got? There was 29 cars at the start of this. So we got 28 people. One person dropped out. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
At Nielsen Lee 6462 said, just let everyone take each other out at turn 3.
Yeah, with me being way back here at 20th, that's all I can do. Because with only 6 laps, there's no way I would, even if I was fast enough, I wouldn't be able to overtake 20 people within 6 laps. So yeah, just let everybody take each other out at turn 1 and get some freebies. Turn 1 is sort of a high-speed turn, so it's actually turn 3 that's kind of tight, where there might be a huge pileup.
Okay, mate, you can do this. Let's stay out of trouble in the first few corners.
Let's go.
Heroics out there.
Let's go.
At P1R_Slammer said, are you putting shared setups on every car you are using?
I don't do anything with the setups, but you can, like people like Xbox One Kenobi, he puts setups up there. So a lot of people put setups up there. So just go inside the downloadable content section, go to setups, and just download all those setups up there. Oh my God. I tried to give it to him, but he decided to slow down at the last second. .5. See, that's more like it.
At Hole in Dance Sock said, music, and I say hey, what a wonderful kind of day where we can learn, laugh and play and get along with each other. Arthur intro song.
Kumbaya, huh?
At Hole in Dance Sock said, loved Arthur growing up, Magic School Bus 2.
Yeah, I remember that movie, Arthur. I think that was Dudley Moore's biggest hit. The original one, not that remake. Ah!
You've got a lasting advantage. Use the time back. Slow down now. Slow down now.
Oh shit. Big time, oh shit. Ah, I couldn't see that corner.
At Hole in Dance Sock said, Flintstones and Jetsons. I'm old enough to watch those shows when I came home for lunch from junior school. We lived across street.
Yeah, I think by the time I watched that stuff, it was reruns.
All four wheels over the white line, mate. They've given you a penalty for it. Put it behind you and keep on it.
He did that himself. He shouldn't have been trying to go underneath me like that. I mean, I didn't do anything to him. Where did I finish? I finished 8th. Well, from 20th to 8th, it's not bad. A 104.7 was my fast lap. Yeah, it's okay. But I think I could have done a lot faster. Because there's one particular turn that I couldn't see the corner until I got right up on it.
At NielsenLee6462 said, I'm Xbox so I don't have replay. I always thought the track limit on the exit of the final chicane was wrong. I was able to rewind the stream and no way did you put 4 over the white line.
Well, yeah, I guess it is what it is. But I know one of those corners I was pushing my luck. What time is it? So it's
at NielsenLee6462 said, it's my one real annoyance with this game. The track limits are fudged in places.
I don't. Oh shit! Oh shit! The GT3 Cup. We gotta do that one last time. 16 people already registered. We gotta do this one more time, and then I'm gonna hang it up. Cause I gotta take my son home. So we'll do this one more again. $19 registers. 20. Oh shit! That race just knocked me back down to Division 5. Oh shit! So I think if I had a chance to like start over from scratch to get my license to race online, I think I would have started off in Division 4 instead of Division 5. And then I would have been, well, I mean, the target is still Division 3 once it gets VR support. Making it to Division 3 is my target. But yeah, because I got to try to get out of Division 5, because as this game starts to grow, there's going to be more and more bottom feeders in Division 5. And you're going to have a lot more chaotic races. So we're at 31 registers, 32. So if we get one more person register, it's going to go 2 splits, because I think 32 is the most. So if one more person registers, it's going to be a 2 split race. But yeah, well, there we are, 33, 32. As I said earlier, I have found that these races where there's 2 splits and I'm getting placed in the top split, there's less bullshit going on. Now, that last GT3 race I did, other than that Thiago Rott, whatever his name was, other than him pulling the bullshit that he did, it was a pretty good race. So the only 2 things that I noticed as far as the online stability goes was somebody must have disconnected in the middle of the race, because their car was just sitting there floating in midair in the middle of the track, but at least it was a ghost. The other one, there was a Lamborghini that was rubber banding a little bit, but other than that, everything else was cool. Everything else was Gucci, as they say. So the record is, for me, the personal record is 39. I've seen 39 people register for one of these races. I'd love to see 40. Give us three more. There's 38. We're one short of the record that I've seen. One short of the record. Come on, give us two more. We need two more people within the next 60 seconds. $39, there it is. It's tied. That's the most that I've ever seen. 40, there it is. 40 people registered. All right, way to go, Project Motor Racing. Way to go. 41. Oh, shit. $43. So, yeah, this makes me confident that Project Motor Racing, 44, Project Motor Racing is going to climb out of this hole. Will they find the success of Le Mans Ultimate or iRacing? That's reaching, but they definitely can find their place. 47, holy shit. It's going to be two good-sized splits. Now we're looking at 48 people. So now we might be looking at a split, two splits of 24 cars. 49, holy shit. 49 people registered. Hey, that shattered the personal record that I've seen. Way to go, Project Motor Racing. Here you go.
Ain't no stopping this train. Whoa!
Been some pretty good racing today. And all things considered,
at Nielsen Lee 6462 said 75 on Friday night.
Are you shitting me? 75 on Friday night? Holy shit. Way to go. That's three splits. Let's go. Let's go. And it loaded pretty fast too. So let me go to my setup. I saved it. So my steering wheel ratio 1.7, the strength is 1.6. So we Gucci. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. You go ahead. I'll get that mouse out the way here in a second. There we go.
Rick Dees. Thanks for following.
Hey, thank you for the follow. Hold on. I got something for you.
Ain't no
There you
stopping
go.
this train. Whoa!
Thank you for the follow. Damn, there's another car floating. I'm sure the devs have fixed it, so as long as it's a ghost, it won't affect me. I lost a little bit. Thank you. Thank you. How about that? I flashed him and he moved over. Some etiquette on Project Motor Racing. How about that? Lost a little bit. Oh, I messed up. I'll let him go. I don't want to mess up his lap, so I'll let him go. I'll go ahead and take that 218.2, because I messed up on turn 1, so I don't think I would have done anything else. So I'll take that. Look at this Porsche. Maybe Porsche's the car. We'll start to see more and more people use the Porsche on here. On both console and PC. Let's spectate somebody. He's got a 221. He struggled. Yeah, he's driving like he knows what he's doing. Yeah, he's driving it smooth. Woo, woo, woo. He tight-roped it a little bit. Nice and smooth through the bus stop. Little bit, slight wiggle coming out though. What'd he do?
That's P3, mate. Not quite enough for the front row, but we're in a strong position for the race.
Well, I'm still third. But damn, I'm 2 seconds off the next closest dude. Damn. All right, let's go. And let's get this mouse out the way. Let's go.
Ain't no stopping this train. Whoa!
I don't recognize any of these names in here. Well, that Shamrock Sim and Up the Iron, I've seen them in a previous race. So
Let's get a good launch and overtake some cars. You can do it.
I'm working on it. A bad start. Stay off the dirt.
At Ghost Viper Racing 246. Said. Love spot.
I'll have to check that in a second, Ghost. Oh shit! Just trying to look down to check the. Trying to check that comment.
At Ghost Viper Racing 246. Said. No worries, focus.
All right, thanks. Went too deep, too deep, too deep, too deep, too deep, too deep. All right, let's settle down. Fastest first sector, holy shit. Shit. Fastest second sector. Oof.
At Jenslek 547. Said. Full throttle starstruck Vulcan salute.
All right. I got somebody on my tail, so I got to try to get rid of them. He's gonna die.
At Jenslek 547. Set. Snow full throttle.
Let's go.
At Jenslek 547. Set. Now I mean, winky face.
All right.
At Jenslek 547. Set. In road. At Jenslek 547. Set. Best corner.
Let's go. Let's go. It's getting away though. Oof.
At Jenslek 547. Set. Spot and GT is really cool.
Yeah, it is.
At Jenslek 547. Set. Full gasoline. At Jenslek 547. Set. Have fun.
Thank you.
At Jenslek 547. Set. Bye bye.
Damn it! I braked too late. Ah! Not a smooth exit. But he does have a 2-second penalty. Damn, he picked up some time on me. Dude is pulling away. I lost it anyway. Ah! Damn! Oh, that left my back sore. Oh, shit. Ah! Well, let's see if this gets me back to Division 4. Damn, dude did a 214.7. And that Pixu who got in front of me, I wasn't going to catch him anyway. He did a 216 flat. There's actually some fairly fast guys in this split, because there's a couple of guys that finished behind me that did 218s and a 219. So this was I had no chance.
310 said, GG.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So based on those lap times, I had no chance of winning it. And damn, the dude that Pixel who came past me, he started this race in 17th place. So he looks to me like he probably didn't even bother setting a quali. So going down here to the GT3, how many starts do I have? I've got 14 starts. All right, well, I'm going to have to wrap it up.
Nielsen Lee 6462 said, damn.
It was, I was in there with some. I was in there with some killers. So, all things considered, I think I've finished about where I was supposed to. So, I'm not complaining. That's a fourth place. And the only reason why I even qualified third was because the guy that finished in third place, he started 17th. So in all likelihood, he didn't even bother quali. He didn't even bother to quali. He just probably did that last to first stuff. So I probably finished right where I was supposed to. I mean, one guy even had a faster lap than me with a 218 flat. So so yeah, all things considered, I could have easily finished fifth or sixth that race. Um, I'll take it. So with that, I have to boogie on out of here. So we're working this way towards 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. I've got to take my son home, and
At Nielsen Lee 6462 said, yeah, the dam was in response to the guy starting 17th.
oh yeah. So who knows? Well, based on his lap time, he probably wouldn't have won because the guy that won did a 214.7. But if he would have set a legit quali lap, he probably would have finished second. So still though, I mean, hey, Project Motor Racing, we got some aliens in here. Some really tough races here. That's beautiful. And yeah, like I said, this game's gonna do all right. It's gonna find its mark. It's gonna grow its audience. And I'd say 6 months from now, I think the user base is gonna be big enough that, especially with the GT3s, the user base is gonna grow to the point where you'll always have a GT3 race, no matter what time of day it is. So yeah, I think yeah, this game has turned it around, and now that they've done the U-turn, it's time to head on down that road. So yeah, they're gonna be all right. Wow, I only planned on being here for an hour, and we're working our way towards 3 hours already. Unbelievable, but that's just how much fun I've been having with this game. And there's also, before I get out of here, there's been a lot of Project Motor Racing content this weekend, especially from smaller channels all over the place. Most of it's been positive. So yeah, as a collective, I think we have brought a lot of attention to Project Motor Racing, um, and this game will persevere. So with that, I want to thank you all for watching. I promise if I do stream again later, I will be on my other rig with the 4090 and the Fanatec wheelbase. But to turn in these kind of lap times on a Logitech G923, not bad at all. Not bad at all. All in all, I'm very, very happy with those lap times with no load cell break and stuff like that, like I got on the other rig. So yes. Um, very good day of racing. All right, folks, I'm blabbing. I'm dragging shit on. Thanks so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll see you tonight. If not, I can definitely put it into concrete that I will be back on Tuesday when we get the Japanese 500 DLC, because I've already paid for it and like pre-ordered it, so to speak. So I will
At Nielsen
definitely
Lee
be on it.
6462 said, good stream, bud.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Hope to see you on the next one.
Ain't no
Yeah,
stopping
one
this
for the
train.
road.
Whoa!
All right, folks. Again, hopefully we'll see you this evening. If not, definitely Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king. And deuces. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you soon.